Therapy Army, let's be having you. Let's be having you. I'm deflated. I'm deflated for all Africans. I'm deflated for all North Africa. I'm deflated. I'm just deflated. But you know what? All of the time, I bang on about big up Brasana. Deathwood FC. 24/7, mate. Remember that, mate. Lol. It is where it is. He's in there tonight. Big up Lilas. It says this from the start rigged Argentina to win the World Cup. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. It's light skinned players are flaky. Dele Alli, Lingard, Sancho. Oh, behave yourself, man. Honestly, Meshdi, that's a howler. That's an absolute howler, Meshdi. I can't believe it. Therapy Army, where are you? Vanzan Banana says that. Listen, big up to every one of you. Love and light. What can we say about this one? I'm just a bit deflated. But you know what? Big up to Morocco team. Big up to the Moroccan staff, coaching staff, Moroccan people. Big up to every one of them. Because I always bang on about, I always talk about it. Always. I'm always about, there's a right way, there's a cowardly way to lose football games, and there's a right way to lose football games. And you know what? I am absolutely proud. Every one of those players, every one of that staff, the Moroccan FA, all of them should hold their head right high up. Because you know what? It's not a shame to lose to the current world champions. It's no shame to lose to them. It's not a shame. But for half an hour in the second half, they banged that door. They banged that door through the kitchen sink. They just don't have somebody who can finish. They just don't have. In all football, it's about having somebody that can finish. And that's what they lacked. That's what they lacked tonight. And my heart goes out to them. But there's a right way of losing a football. I'm always on about that when it comes to any football team or any football game. There's a right way and there's a wrong way. And to me, Morocco showed tonight there's a right way. At the end, that goal was a Mbappe. They kept him quiet majority of the time. But on two occasions, both goals are like, bit of a scramble. And that's what it was. They weren't goals where they let people go for free. Both of them were scrambles. And the other one takes a deflection and falls onto the guy who just came on. And that is something you can't do anything about that. That's just unlucky. But in terms of pushing France had to quickly take off Giroud because they were like, oh shit, we're getting ripped out here. We're getting ripped out here. They had to get rid of Giroud. They had to take Giroud off and to put Mbappe down the middle because they knew they were getting ripped and they had to bring Toronto so he can chase people back. Yeah, man. Nah, they would not have. You don't know that. You don't know that, man. You don't know that. Exactly, Rashid. Man, oh man, exactly. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Exactly, bro. Exactly. It's just heartbreaking. If Morocco had a finisher, if Morocco had somebody that can finish, if Morocco had somebody that can actually finish, honestly, they're away tonight. They're away. They're getting a goal at least. They did everything to try to get that goal. They put so many dangerous balls in that area. Exactly. Honestly, Rashid, we can't. Anybody who wanted Morocco to win, whether you're Moroccan, whether you're African, whether you're in the Arab world or in the Muslim world, I don't care. You cannot be proud of that team. That's why too many of them weren't too deflated because they gave it everything. I see it. I have never seen Siet give so much for that. I have never seen Siet give so much. At times, he's tried to dribble and he's fatigued the hell out. Sias comes on, gives them 20 minutes. Ajur was injured. We know that. Like, the left back got injured. Masraoui, he got injured. So it's like injuries hurt them. Fatigue got to them. But you cannot be nothing but pride. To me, if Man United lost that like that all day, I'm telling you now, I'm on here. I might be disappointed, but I'm on here and I'm telling it. I'm telling you. It is what it is. I'm there saying, you know what, unlucky, absolutely unlucky. Habibi, how are you? I'm just talking about Morocco. I'm talking about Morocco. Just talking, saying that Morocco for me did everything. They did everything but score. Like in that second half, they absolutely tore France a new one. And then the Shama to panic and take Giroud off and bring somebody else on because they were getting battered on that left-hand side.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Yeah, man. I mean,
bang on about, you know me, I always bang on about there's a right way to lose a football game and there's a wrong way. To me, Morocco showed tonight there's a right way to lose a football game, leaving everything on that football pitch. Go ahead, Mbaye.
Yeah, I was surprised today. I mean, this journey has been one of the highlights of the tournament. You know, it's brought so many people together. They're the underdog. They're the first African nation, the first Arabic nation, Muslim nation to ever get this far. And everybody loves an underdog. And like against Spain, I thought there was a slight chance. Against Portugal, I thought there was no chance. And tonight, to be fair, I thought the journey would end. But I did not think Morocco or the game was going to play like that. I thought that Morocco would relinquish possession, try to do what they've been doing, and France will just constantly canvass them. But you know what? What a credit to themselves, to their country, to everything. The way that they played, they actually were the better team, especially in the second half. And if they just had, you know, imagine you took Mohamed Salah out of Egypt and put him into Morocco. He's taken one of them chances. They just don't have a finisher. And that final quality is just not there. But the way that they played is really impressive for me to see. I didn't think they were quite that team. So they've gone out. The fairy tale has ended, but it's ended with a bang. They've done really well against the best team in the tournament for me, anyway, and current world champions. So should be proud of themselves. Great story.
100%. To me, tonight, there's no shame supporting Morocco. There's absolutely no. If you're a Moroccan supporter or a Moroccan player or the manager, they give it all. They give it all. And you know what? Big up to Miasi. says, I think Mbappe is overhyped. Saka has been better player.
Come on, man. Zayn, for God's sake. Saka's good, but you're talking about a phenomenon here, man. You're talking about arguably at the moment at 23 years old, perhaps a guy, well, he's definitely in the conversation for the best player in the world right now. He's the difference for France, man. He plays the major role in both goals tonight.
Exactly. You know what? Malcolm, check your Twitter. I'll send it on Twitter. I say it simple, say Miasi. You said on here, what did you say on here? You said Saliba has to be played to stop Messi. Varane's too slow. Varane defended. Varane and One, both of them defended magnificently tonight. But if they had any strikers against them, they would have conceded France tonight. That's what I believe, anyway. But keep smoking that shisha. I don't know what's in that shisha. I'm telling you now. We need to go and check. We need to check the pipe. We need to do an investigation of what you're smoking. You're putting Saka next to bloody Saka next to Mbappe. It's just, you know what it is, you know. Big up Face Obama. Bama says, Vezi Bama says, big up Hakimi, Zia, Adrud, Saiz, Amrabat,
the whole team.
Onani, Buffon, Maserawati, Bono, and Nasri. Brilliant. Most of the key players for Moroccan team. They should be proud how they've come into this World Cup. Of course, man. They've been absolutely incredible. And like I say, honestly, if that was Man United tonight, I'd be coming on here saying, you know what? We gave it everything. We left everything on that pitch. To me, Mbaye knows me. I just want my team to fight and to give it and to leave everything on the football pitch. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's why I want. So they are a credit to Africa, to the Arab world, to the Muslim world, because they gave everything. And I'm not going to lie to you. I knew they can play football. I knew some of these are technically gifted footballers. I knew they can play football. So to me, I wasn't shocked, Mbaye. I wasn't shocked. I'm not going to lie to you. I was not shocked that they what they did. So Big up to everybody, man. Big up to them all, honestly. Big up to their mums. This has been the World Cup of their mums. Dancing, they're the memories for me. What I take away from this World Cup, I'll always remember 2022 Qatar World Cup. I remember the Moroccan fans. I remember their mums, the players' mums dancing on the pitch. That's the memory for me. And their great run, their great support. That's what I remember. Argentinian fans, amazing fans. That's what I'll remember. That's what I'm going to remember. Saliba is better than Desai already. At this age, oh my God. If Saliba wins as much as Desai, I'm telling you, he would have had a decent career. I'm just letting you know that. He would have had a decent career. But big up to everybody. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Listen, you're always talking about these, but it was what it was for me tonight. Just that, you know what? Both goals, Bombay, come from like deflections and are scrappy. So even the goals they conceded, they weren't straightforward. You couldn't play through them to get the shots. They were both scrappy. So for me, they put everything on the line. But at the end, to me, what got them is the fatigue of emotion and physically beating Spain. 120 minutes against Spain. Morocco fighting for their lives. Fighting for their lives against Portugal. And then the injuries catching up with them. Like the two centre-halves they started the World Cup with, both of them are injured. So to me, I give it them. Honestly, I give it them. I'm big up to everybody, man. Malcolm, let me just find you on Twitter. Umbaye, honestly, you might have been surprised, but I wasn't surprised. And I think now, I think I just can't see Argentina losing another fight. I can't see Messi losing a final, bro.
Bro, you know, when I say I'm surprised, North Africans, man, we grew up with a lot of North African players.
Zidane, let the people know. What do you think Mbappe is? Mbappe is bloody
Moroccan, bro. But these guys, do you know what I mean? They produce players, but the game plan has not been. They've not been offensive like that, where they're just going for it.
But they've been they've been very technical on the way to pass out. You know what I mean? They've sat in counter-attack. They've been very technical and intricate with their passing and everything else. So
I was surprised that their game plan is usually very, very solid at the back. That's what they've built themselves on, not conceding goals. But tonight, when it came to them to go and get a goal against a very good team, you know, I was surprised at how well they managed to sustain that pressure. The players, what I like about their players is when they see space in front of them, they take that space. They're not afraid to take that space. And that's a quality of these types of players. You know, North African players, they're technical, they're good footballing brain. And hopefully what Morocco produce now, their country and their government will start to, you know, invest a little bit more in the infrastructure of their national football.
Listen, they've already got an amazing, they opened it a couple of years back, right? It's called the Mohammed VI complex, yeah? It's huge complex. It's amazing, state of the art. Honestly, good as any team. It's basically like their Fontaine. And it's like they're, you know, like England. England have got that. What's it called? England have the one, what's it called? Where all
Carrington.
No. Not shitty Carrington. England have got St. George's, that's it, St. George's.
Yeah.
So Arena goes for St. George's Complex. They've got Mohammed VI, man. Malcolm, welcome. Malcolm, how are you? Listen, he said, listen, big up to Morocco showing the Palestinian flag each game. Yes, 100%. 100%. The solidarity nice. And love and the love for Moroccans and everybody to show love for
really good
for the Palestinians is the best, honestly. That's been one of the best. So yeah, and I know that they've had a massive support in Palestine and all over the world, to be fair. And it's not just Muslims or Africans who will be supporting Morocco. The whole world. This team has won the hearts and minds of the whole world. It's not just. I got friends in Brazil. And they're telling me Morocco. Like everybody's telling me Morocco. Honestly, it's like wow. Friends who are Spanish are telling me Morocco. Like even though they're not Spain out, so it is what it is. But big up, Malcolm. What did you think about the way Morocco played after they conceded their first goal?
Um, Honestly, first off, I just want to say, uh, I want to say congratulations to France because obviously they made it to the final and everything, and they're about to win their second, I think, in a row. So yeah, congratulations to them. But I'm very proud of Morocco, just the way how they dealt with the game. They may have lost 2-0, but just the way that they kept knocking on the door, kept creating chances. You know, I think after the first goal, they didn't look like they were going to concede a second. You know, I've I've never seen a team, dominate so much position against a very a very drilled side like France. I mean, a team with so much quality. I've never seen a team like Morocco dominate so much possession, and the way they use their spaces, um, the way DH was, the way DH, was creating chances, giving, trying to find El Nazir, in the final third. But yeah, obviously, it wasn't the game today, but I'm really proud of how you know, they didn't stop trying. They kept going until the end. And yeah, but I'd say the first goal was I think France were very lucky to even get that ball back because um I think there were two player I think two Moroccan defenders had a clash into each other. So I think I think that's how they misplaced it, and then it obviously just unfortunately just landed to Theo Hernandez, and he just took his time, and then um then he got the goal, transferring the lead. Um, what else?
What's all the
Um,
noise in the background?
oh, can I think that's Bombardier? Is that?
Yeah, don't.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Go on.
right. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think for the first goal, I think France were very fortunate to even get a chance like that because Morocco looked like Morocco just really looked like they weren't gonna let that ball go past that line. So yeah, honestly, like Morocco's defense are just it's you know the way I feel like France really struggled to even you know get even enough space to even get a shot on. So the fact that they scored really late in the game, just really shows how this Moroccan team, is very well drilled, and they don't let a lot of like silly goals go past them. So, um, yeah, I don't know what else to say really. Like, I don't think you can really put too much blame on them because it's their first semifinal. But I feel like there's a lot of maturity. There's a lot of confidence in this team, and I think they can they can only get better from here. So
100%. hundred
yeah,
percent. They've got to do.
yeah,
Listen, that to me, that a lot of belief in this team, and I'm not going to lie to you. They've got a team unity. What they've done in this World Cup, what they've done, and they've proven to the other African nations in Africa, in the Arab world, they've proven to them. They've proven all the other teams that you don't fear European or South American or anybody. Do not fear anybody. Just give it a go, and there you go. Big up Adewale. Adewale said Conte is better than Saliba. Arsenal don't defend because they've got a decent defender. He's the best in the world. So Konate is better than Saliba. Arsenal don't defend because they've got a decent defender. He's the best in the world. Yeah. He's talking to say Miasi there. Big up Adewale. Thanks for the super chat. No, 100%. Big up Nadim. Nadim says, we have one World Cup 2022 winner heading back to Old Trafford. Wow. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Wow. It's either Martinez or Varane. Oh, my gosh. It's going to be that's mad, isn't it? That's quite mad.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the final. Really, I think both sides have really showed their quality. Um, to me, I'm really, I'm surprised by how France have really just breezed past through this whole tournament. You know, especially with the quality of Messi, Pogba, Kante. Benzema. Who else have they missed? Um, it's still three, right? Oh, they missed that in Cuckoo as well. So, you
Now
know,
they're missing, yeah. Kante,
Kante,
Pogba,
Pogba,
Nkunku,
Benzema.
you know what, Kimpembe,
Yeah,
Benzema, yeah, they're missing all.
exactly. Yeah. So the fact that they've really just cruise past through this, tournament is really impressive. And um, honestly, like, you know, I don't think they look. To me, they don't. I don't think they look any different to how they were, um, in the last World Cup. Really, like I think, um, I think the big players have really showed up, in this tournament. Mbappe, Griezmann. Griezmann has. I don't think Griezmann has, looked so much better as he's been. This tournament. Like he looks like the Griezmann that he looks like the Griezmann, um that was in back at Atletico. You know, earlier in Atletico.
Now Griezmann was incredible. Griezmann was
Yeah,
incredible today, and
absolutely.
now in this new area, he's popping up everywhere. Let me just answer this question here. Phil Stevenson says, "Why is someone always talking about Palestine? Because Palestinians have endured 70-year occupation, where literally they're getting ethnically cleansed out of their own land in Palestine. That's why we're talking about Palestine. Because if you shows you what type of human being you are, Phil, that you need to educate yourself what's happening to the Palestinians. And if you have any heart, you will be talking about Palestine every day."
Uh, yeah. No, Palestine have really been going through a lot politically, and I don't think it's going to change for a while. So it's it's tough to live in such a country like that that's going through a lot of economic issues, and
It's not just economic, they've been occupied. They're
yeah,
occupied. They need freedom. That's why we talk about it. You know, the same
absolutely.
thing that happened to the black South Africans in the 80s and 70s.
Yeah,
That's
xenophobia and
what's
everything.
happening to Palestine.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
why we're talking about it.
my
But
God.
big up Femi Assi says, Adewale, Arsenal are winning the league, plus we're getting Felix. Well, you might be able to get Felix because apparently they're looking for a loan and a thing to buy. I don't know.
Maybe.
Would it be good for Arsenal? I don't know.
Huh?
Saying Adewale is coming back at saying Arsenal won't lift a single trophy this season and will finish fourth and will finish fourth at best.
Ah.
There we go. Saying smoking leaves again. Arsenal can't buy Felix for 100 million euros. Exactly. Anyway, it is what it is, man. There you go. You got that. That's why you've got in a free Palestine. That's what you've got, mate. We talk about Palestine because they have no voice. There you go. There you go. I think you're getting the answers, mate. I think Phil is getting his answers. There you go. It is an apartheid state, 100%. Not just us saying it. It's not Shahid Iqbal or me saying it. It's the three different international human rights organizations. It's clear. Free Palestine, get that clap. Nah. Listen, everybody's welcome here. We'll welcome everybody. He wanted to ask a question. I think everybody's answered it. There we go. I think everybody's answered it. Man said economic issues, bro. They're getting bombed. Children are being killed. Yeah. I mean, Malcolm is only young. He don't really know too much, but I'm sure he knows enough to educate himself. Why keep talking about Ukraine in the Western media? It's why we speak about Palestine, but they're not actually being occupied. That's the biggest difference. Nuruddin, don't let Israelis tell you not to speak on Palestine. There ain't nobody telling me, man. You don't know me, dear CB. But big up. Do you think next time, this year, we will have new owners? Well, me and Tom have had a bet, so we'll see it. But Bumbaye, I'm going to bring you back. Big up, bro. Big up, everybody. Bumbaye, listen, I'm going to bring you back. I'll say this. What do you think? Some people reckon that's going to be 50-50 on Saturday. On Sunday. But I can't see. I genuinely can't see Messi losing another final. I just can't see it. I genuinely can't see it. Yes, Ev. How you doing, bro?
All good.
Well, not good because we got it for Morocco, but you know what? If there was a right way to lose a football game, they've showed it tonight.
And there's no shame in that. No shame. Morocco, no shame in losing the way they did. No shame at all. None at
They
all.
gave everything. They gave everything. They left everything on the pitch.
They did. They did. I mean, to be honest with you, if you'd have said to me that Morocco are going to be giving it France in the semi-final, second half like that, I'd have said, "What you smoking? Are you on something?" That's what I would have said to you. Yeah. So this team has showed like you always need the underdog element in football. You need everybody loves the underdog story, right? And like I said, luck wasn't on their side today because if you see the two ricochets that France scored from, the ball fell beautifully for them to sort of score. Morocco had a few chances like that, a few little things where if the ball runs the right way, bang, it's in and we have a game. So the luck ran out today. I did think it would run out today because I just didn't think with Saiss injured and him playing with hamstring last time and again, and I just thought this is
coming up. Masraoui coming up in the second half.
Yeah, Masraoui. I mean, but still, like I said, I just thought this is the point where because you need the squad, Nuruddin. You need the squad to keep going this far. You need the squad depth. You need it.
Listen, Ziyech carrying an injury, Buffon carrying an injury, Hakimi carrying an injury as well, muscle injury. So they've just give too much. They
ran their hearts out, and they ran their hearts out. I mean, it's amazing. Loads of people are talking about their midfield, the defense, etc. People are saying, "Wow, these players we never even knew existed," and I reckon their value's gone way up. A lot of these players for Morocco, which is a good thing. And you know me, the fact that I love the fact that I'll never ever forget them because they waved the Palestinian flag. Man, to add that to the football just takes this team to the next level in terms of supporting them. I got to give it to them because we're a progressive channel. We're not some idiot football channel. We're aware of the politics of the Middle East and how it works, and we're not prepared to say that. And the fact that they did that, it shows me that they deserve extra love because I've never seen a team in the World Cup ever do what they've done in my lifetime. Never seen it. So respect to them.
I mean, under Huawei, the bravery to take the ball, that thing there, you can't coach. You can't coach the bravery to take the ball on every part. Of course, he's a young player. He's going to make mistakes. But I thought he was sensational tonight. Honestly, he was sensational tonight. And whatever club that have him, they're getting bare money. They're getting a lot of money.
I think Mourinho's gone crazy about Mourinho's. I think Mourinho's talking about saying this guy's incredible. Mourinho is bigging him up, I think. Yeah.
But anyway, big up to Alex, man, one of the United regulars, especially on bringing information. So big up. Let's get this. Let's have a read this. Ten Hag, my information is that new takeover will only be a good things because there will be an investment, more investment possible, which is good. Richard Arnold told me the owners are open to selling the club. The Glazers are open and transparent. I was informed by the club, but I'm not talking with the owners about this issue. Big up everybody. But yeah, they gave it. They absolutely gave it. But I'll go to Bombay. What you reckon? I just can't see Messi losing another final. I just can't. The way this World Cup has gone for him, I just can't see it. And especially on the left-hand side, if they pick Giroud and Mbappe vacates the left-hand side and they do the cheat mode where he stays off the pitch for the transition, I'm telling you now, I can't see it. I genuinely can't see because that's where he's going to do a lot of damage. You give Messi that amount of time, he's going to do a lot of damage. But what do you think?
It's 50-50, man. It's I think Argentina's best performance was against Croatia. The team started a bit shaky, but they've gotten better with every game I've watched them play. It's not the most beautiful, exciting football, but what they've got Messi, they've got a good defence, and they've got a lot of hard grafters in there as well, man. That makes them a difficult, awkward team to play against. I think France tonight on the left-hand side, yes, there was a lot of problems there. So they have to be careful. But usually France are very good at becoming compact when they're under the cosh, and they move as a unit pretty well to where the ball is what I've noticed. But I think tonight was an exception to the rule that I've been seeing generally. It's going to be an interesting game.
Do you think the French was so shocked and underestimated how good Morocco were, and I didn't realize, oh damn, they can take the ball. These players can actually play. And
well, I mean, yeah, I'd say so, but that's because in my mind, the thing that has given me, well, has made Morocco is how well drilled they are defensively and the support that they've gotten. I think those two things have been their winning combination. So tonight, when they went a goal down, I thought, well, now, we will either see what they can do when they have to actually go and play. And I was really, really impressed. So perhaps they did catch them off guard because, they surprised Irfan, like you just said, they certainly surprised me. And it's not because, North African players are very good technical players, but as a team, the way this team has been built and what it's been built to do, hasn't really showcased the kind of thing that we saw tonight, especially in the second half. That's why it was a surprise, because I haven't seen it in this World Cup from them before. And, it's not like I watch Morocco international games outside of World Cup football. I don't. So tonight they showed a different side of them. And they really, really were impressive, So I think it's going to be a very tight game. I don't know who's going to win it. It could be written in the stars for Messi. It wouldn't be the saddest thing in the world to see that. But, the French as well, man, they have some great, great players in there, and they're a good team. So I can't call it, but it's definitely a tasty final, man. I don't think there can be any complaints.
Yeah, Nuruddin?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting and fascinating game. It's gonna be a very interesting and fascinating game. But I think for France to win, they have to score first, 100%. If Argentina score first, I think it's see you later. Honestly, whoever scores first will have a huge advantage in this game, and the momentum will be with them because it's not just Messi now; it's Alvarez, and 100% Argentina have to play Di Maria. They have to play Di Maria and Alvarez because it's not going to just be Messi because those two can offer something.
Yeah.
He's going to play Di Maria, Nuruddin.
Nadim says, let's not forget about Argentina's black population has been systematically erased. They had strong history in this. No, 100%.
100%. Yeah.
100%, yeah. We know that history, that how they were sent to fight in these wars to literally to cleanse them out of any Afro-Argentinians, you know what I mean, or any African, or because it was slaves that built Argentina as well, but they sent them all to the front line when they were having wars against Colombia.
Who would you guys like to see lift the trophy?
You know what? To be fair, Messi's been a brilliant player, and I think just the way it is, like the trials and tribulations. I watch Argentina. That's why I told you, I tipped Argentina from day one because I just felt as though they finally found a way where the team literally worked so hard for him to give him the ball for him to make the magic moments. And with Di Maria as well, they've been trying. He lost so many Copa America finals. They lost so many, so they won one, and I just can't see it. I just can't see Messi losing on the final. When I look in bed, I just can't see it. Honestly, I do not see it. And I just think that left-hand side of France is a major problem. And that's where Messi likes to hang out, and there where Messi likes to attack. And I think he's going to, if Di Maria plays and Alvarez play, I think he's going to set one of them through, and it's about them taking their chances.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I predict France are going to win. I think they're going to. I just think they're going to do it. I just think they've got too much quality in the departments. Okay, they're vulnerable because I mean, look. To be honest, this game was an unusual game because I think France was surprised at how good Morocco really were. Look, all the pundits were saying 4-0, 2-0. I mean, most pundits said 2-0 victory, and I was thinking about it last night, thinking, yeah, it's probably going to be 2-0 because I just thought the legs would run out. That you can't keep going for that long, but. I just think everything's run sort of for France from the start. England
Yeah, that's what attacking wise. They look the most fluent attacking wise.
Yeah.
They look the most fluent. I said it from day one. Me and Bumbaye agree with that.
Yeah.
They have, out of all the big teams, they've been the most fluent attacking wise and stuff.
Yeah.
And the times it goes, because they're not being ultra defensive. They played quite open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well score, you score, well score. That's what they've been.
Yeah.
What is the different contrast how they were in 2018. 2018, they were a counter-attack, sitting and counter-attack.
Yeah. They had Kante, you remember? I get it. I get that. That's what they did. But you see, this one, I've watched them every game, yeah. And what it is that they've just got so much quality, even on the backup, even on the subs. They've just got quality everywhere. You know, they lose up a Meccano. That I forget the guy they brought in today. I mean, look, they just. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. They've just got quality everywhere. They like Mbappe didn't really do anything in this game, but did he really need to? Griezmann's still running his show. You still got some solid, come on,
Griezmann's been the man of the tournament. Honestly,
he's been the man of the tournament in that new role, right? That he played. Look, in that new role,
did he get how many times was he the last ditch defender?
That's what I'm saying. He was even making tackles and blocks at the back. And this is against something. I think they might even look at him again at Atletico and say we can try him. I think other team managers might say if we buy him, we can play him in this position because it's a bit of a revelation. But having said that, I mean, I don't know. Argentina have not really moved me. The battlers, they score scrappy goals, whatever. I mean. The Croatia game was the first game where I saw them play quite well, but I'm still not sure about the team. I'm still not sure about the quality apart from the moments from Messi. Whereas I think France will have more moments than Messi moments. I just don't know. I mean, like I said, I just got a feeling that they're going to do it. Although if you ask me tomorrow, I'll probably change my mind and say Argentina because of Messi. But I just thought this is not an Argentinian side that I see as a pure quality Argentinian
they play
side.
like that, Irfan. That's how
I know they're a scrappy team, though, very scrappy team.
And that's how they beat Brazil. They just got them out. Malcolm, quickly, what do you think is going to win? You want France to win, obviously?
Yeah, I mean, I do want France to win, of course, because to me, I just feel like, the quality of the team is just, it's too much. Like they just got quality on all four fronts. But what I would say is that I've liked how Argentina have really started this tournament. I mean, obviously they lost to Saudi Arabia in their first group stage game, but I think that's how they got better. I think that's what made them better. You know what I mean? They looked at the mistakes that I don't think they made too many mistakes in the Saudi Arabia game, but like then the mental side, it just made them get better. You know what I mean? Just they said that we're not gonna lose any more games. We're just gonna keep winning the results, keep winning, keep winning. And the game against Netherlands, I thought that was gonna be it for Argentina. I thought once Netherlands scored the second goal, I thought it's probably gonna go to penalties and either I don't know, maybe like Alvarez or Messi is probably gonna fumble it, but then they didn't. You know what I mean? They stood their ground, they believed in themselves, and they beat Netherlands, they beat Croatia, now they're in the final. So what I would say is that I've been impressed with how Argentina have picked themselves up. But to me, I think France is gonna win, but it's gonna be a really, really close one. I think it's gonna go to extra time or even penalties.
Wow, there we go.
I'll be honest.
It's a good call. Good call. It could be penalties, Nuruddin. It could well be. That's not sensible. That's very sensible.
I genuinely think both teams can't defend properly. Well, I think they're going to concede. I just feel like it's going to be goals.
All right, Nuruddin. All right, let me ask you a question, Nuruddin.
Let me just get this. Pick up Ibra Zen one. He says, "I'm from Morocco. I am from Morocco, and we played with so many injuries and 100%, bro, 100%. Heart goes out to those." We all wanted them to win. All of us wanted our African.
We all want to. Let me ask you a question, Nuruddin. So who do you think's got the better midfield out of the two teams?
Sorry?
Who do you think's got the better midfield out of France and Argentina?
Probably France.
Listen, France have it, but listen, look at the guys that see as Atif said here. Messi is playing like non-possessed. I find it hard how France will stop him. He seems like he's playing with anger. Look at his penalty, he smashes it in. Yeah, honestly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like there's certain players, Irfan, they just have this thing. France is
to
me. Listen,
it's the last chance. It's the last chance saloon for Messi. You have to remember.
This is his last chance.
Yeah, but you guys are talking almost like fairy tale ending. That's how you guys are talking about it. That's the back of your head, you see.
Look at Pele 1970. Fairy tale ending happened for him. That was his last World Cup.
No, I hear you. I mean, it's not wrong to say that because like the way he took that penalty and what about the pass narrating? The way he shrugged off Upamecano twice to get to that pass and that score. That to me was playing like a man possessed. The strength to show and composure that was a man, and that penalty. But I just still think, like Morocco, this was a bridge too far. I think it might be a bridge too far for Argentina tomorrow. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but that's just the vibe.
The Argentina team, it's a very diligent team. It's a very diligent team. If you watch the line that they held and the height and the balance of the play that they brought to Croatia, they nullified them. Croatia were, apart from 10, 15 minutes, they were not in that game.
No,
Argentina just bossed it. And what Argentina are good at, which is one of the things that I don't really like about Argentina, when you look at players like Martinez, Gabriel Heinze, Mascherano, Cambiaso, Diego Simeone, these guys bring the dark arts. Now, I look at the France team. I don't see, minnows, but I see a team that I don't know if it's going to be able to raise its game if it's that type of game, and Argentina can make it that type of game. One thing with Argentina is they're not going to be they're going to come with, you know what they're like, man, hardcore patriotism. This is Messi's last World Cup. It's a stockade mentality. You saw what happened with them. You saw. Yeah, it's going to be a war for them. You saw what they did against Holland. I thought it was pretty distasteful after the game from Martinez, from Messi, from the team. It wasn't good. That's not, there's no really.
But you know the context, don't you? You know the reasons why, don't you?
There's no reason why you should have to do things like that.
No, but you know the reasons. They don't
bro,
like
that like.
But go on then, nerd. Spit it out there.
Listen, let me give the reason. Yeah, right. They don't like Van Gaal. One, he mistreated Di Maria. He chased Di Maria. That's their perspective, the Argentinian perspective. Two, Riquelme, one of the best ever players, Argentinian players, right? Riquelme, the way that Van Gaal treated him and disrespected him at Barcelona, when he got his big move to Barcelona, for years he played for smaller teams, and then he got his big move to Barcelona. The way that he treated Riquelme and the way he treated Di Maria was in their fair is despicable. So the reason why they did that celebration, that celebration there, man. No,
I get that, Nuri. I get that. I would say more with Riquelme. I wouldn't say so much with Di Maria. I'd say more with Riquelme.
Yeah, Riquelme will do this, just that, like that.
Look, Riquelme was a player that went to Barcelona and he wasn't on the straight and narrow. That's part of the reason why Van Gaal said to him, "Listen, I'm not interested." Do you know what I mean? You come late. You're not professional about your work. I'm not having it. So, irrespective whether he did that to 1,000 Argentinian players, this is a World Cup. This is a This is a quarterfinal fixture. There's ways to lose, and I thought that was not good, man. So what I'm saying is, Argentina, the type of team that they've got, it's a very diligent and efficient side that is settled into its role now very, very well. They've improved with every single game. So if France are going to turn up, they're going to have to turn up and have some steel about them in that game because they're going to be tested in that way. Yes, the midfield is better, but do you know what I mean? They have to come with a different dimension as well, France. And I'm not sure if they're going to bring it and if their quality alone will be able to overcome Argentina. It might do, but to me, I can't call this one. It's 50-50. I don't know. But that's certainly something that worries me.
Can I say something?
I think you made more valid because they've also more experience. The Argentina as a squad are more experienced than the French team as well. The players, the players, not experienced in terms of playing in the World Cup, but in terms of the ages. Like, if you look at the back four, the goalkeeper, they've been around. These players have been around. And I look at people like Canate and that, they're not. Mbappe is one of the most experienced players. Griezmann is, But
bro, listen. If
Fofana plays, if Tchouaméni plays, and if Theo Hernandez plays, if you look at Canate as well, they're not that experienced.
But the other players you didn't name, they're very experienced. Lloris, Griezmann, Giroud.
First of all, Scaloni.
Mbappe,
Listen,
Mbappe,
first of all,
listen,
bro,
Mbappe,
check it. First, bro,
Giroud,
Scaloni.
Varane.
Listen, bro, Scaloni, the manager of Argentina, compared to Deschamps. No, you start
No,
there.
I'm not talking about the money.
Start there. Listen, and then you go, bro. If you go to France, look at the team. You've already got people that know what a World Cup final feels like, and
100%.
have won it. This Argentina team has got some experience, but there are also a lot of young players in there. So I don't think that's.
I'm talking about in
quite
terms
right.
of seasoned in professionals, season in, season out professionals. To me, I think that. But big up Semi Yassi. I think France has nothing on the 98 that had Zidane and of course Petit.
Yeah, that's a different kettle of fish, man. That's another level.
That was an amazing team. That was an amazing team. Yeah, big up Tom. And let me know if you want to jump on, Tom. Argentina got pensioners at the back. France will beat them 3-1.
Nah.
Come on, Nordin. They have got Otamendi. I mean, come on. He's not exactly like world class, is he? Let's be honest.
No, but listen,
bro, don't listen. We're talking about boys. We're talking a lot about.
Listen, the way they defend as a team is unbelievable, man. The way they protect each other is unbelievable.
Can I say something?
Listen, the protection they give. Listen, I want to come to Sancho quickly. Jadon Sancho obviously has been sent to the Netherlands. Let me just get this. Irfan, are you ready to visit the Emirates? 3-1 to Arsenal. Saka hat trick.
Yeah, Zayn. You know what? You keep the comedy element up. When we're depressed, all you have to do is just read one of your messages, your chats, and we're happy, man. You know, thank you so much for all the joy you bring, mate. Thank you. Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. But I'll say it quickly. So Sancho's been sent to the Netherlands to basically train by himself. I think he needs support from the fan base. I genuinely don't think this is just physical in terms of fitness. I think he's mental. I think he needed a break, and that's why he's gone there. And I think for the manager to say, I've said it, Tom, for the manager to basically say that we don't know when he's going to be back and it's going to take time. I just want to jog people's memories back. Schmeichel had the similar experience where he was sent away. I remember Wayne Rooney being sent mid-season towards the US to go on, get fit and train and to get away mentally. I think the fan base needs to support her, and I think it's really important that the fan base get behind Jadon Sancho. Obviously, he's only 22. He's gone through a lot. He went for a massive move with a lot of pressure at Manchester United. You know, you see Grealish now. Grealish came for 100 million, right? 30 million more than Sancho, and he's on Man City's bench. So, but Man City are winning, so nobody talks about it. And nobody really gives a damn about what's going on at Man City. But Sancho, on the other hand, everybody's calling him a flop and this and that, right, left, and centre. So I'm really glad the way that it's been handled by Ten Hag, and I think the fans need to chill. I think those of you can be. I'm not going to tell the fans how to feel about a player, but I'm just saying to you, I think he can still come good because he's only 22. I'll come to you, Malcolm.
Yeah. No, I think you're absolutely right. I think with Sancho, I think he's been facing a lot, since the beginning of the season, and to me, I think he just needs a lot of support. He needs attention. I think he needs
he needs a slap.
Well, yes. I think there you go. Yeah, he just needs to. He needs someone to help him, rejuvenate, rediscover himself. Because to me, if we want to see, the Sancho that we saw during, the young, vibrant, Sancho, they just love playing football. You know what I mean? Scoring goals, giving out assists. You know what I mean? If you want to see that, then he's gonna need a whole lot of support. He's gonna a whole lot of waking up and everything. So, I think it's just a matter of time really until we get to see the true quality of Sancho. But as of right now, he's just struggling at the moment. But yeah. But I know they're still playing Sancho. I know they're still playing him. I know he can You know, you know, we bought him for a reason. So, you know, I don't
We
want
bought
to.
him. Do you know why we bought him, bro? We bought him to push Garnacho. That's all we bought him for. That's it.
That's a bit harsh.
Nah,
Lillian,
man, come on,
But no, it's a tough one though, isn't it? No, you have to admit this is a tough one because, like some of the guys are saying, he needs a slap and needs like the old school way of sort of, grabbing him by the shoulders and waking him up. And then you've got the other side, the more progressive sort of, more modern way of looking at him, saying, there's something not quite right upstairs. He needs a bit of love, support. We need to get to the bottom of why he's not performing. And he's not the player that was doing the business stuff. He's not even close. And the thing is, I've not seen him be fearless. I saw a couple of games where he performed well, but I've not seen it from start to finish when he's played. I've seen little bits of like magic, and obviously we saw him his form really fall off badly, right? Where his confidence was shot. So this to me is a challenge of how Ten Hag is, how good he is man to man, because we do have a baller there, but it's going to take something quite special from the player and the coach. The manager to get back to the level, even take him to that level, because part of me thinks that he's stuck in sort of a Man United world where it's not Dortmund anymore. This is Man United, where the eyes are on you everywhere and there's no respite from it all. And can you handle the pressure of playing for Man United? So that's what I see in that guy at the moment. I'm not sure whether he's got it at the moment. I'm not sure he's able to climb that mountain. United.
So let me just go to Tom. Let's go to Tom. Tom's just joined us. Big up Tom, by the way. Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah, love everyone.
Listen, I love in Morocco, innit? They gave everything. That's the right way to lose a football game. I don't know if you're in, but big up. Listen, Jadon Sancho, does he need the fan base support because of the pressures that comes with playing with Man United for a big price?
Of course. And I mean, I wouldn't label it as, it's really his fault, to be honest with you, because the circumstances...
Send me a message on Twitter, AATTV.
The circumstances that we bought him actually in, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, all we bought him for was to play right wing. I mean, when you buy a player, you have to have a plan for them. You have to have how they're going to fit into the system, how they're going to fit into your style of play. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't have either of those two things. So you brought him in and just expect him to be magic. And it doesn't surprise me that he's had like moments of magic and things like that. That's what happens if you're just going to play it, vibes. Whereas now you're playing with proper patterns, proper styles of play. He's had brilliant coaches at Dortmund that have had progressive players with him. He built a brilliant partnership at Dortmund alongside with Rafael Guerrero on one side of Dortmund and with Achraf Hakimi on the other side of Dortmund, either side of which he played on. He built brilliant partnerships with fullbacks. He could easily do that at Manchester United with a Luke Shaw, a Malacia, a Diogo Dalot, or if Man United want to bring in another right back. He can build a partnership with somebody. And like Irfan's just said, there is a player there. You don't pay that price tag for somebody not to have something in them. And he's not exactly at an age where you have to worry about the price tag that you've paid for the age that he's at. Like with somebody like a Casemiro, there's that risk. But with a Jadon Sancho, he's got, his whole career ahead of him. I think Manchester United did the right thing in bringing him in at the age that they did. Because if Manchester United didn't bring him in, I'm sure somebody else would have done at the age and the price tag that they could have got him at. But in terms of sending him away and stuff like that and the fan base getting behind him, listen, we've given players numerous chances, numerous tries at this football club. So, there's no shame in giving Jadon Sancho that opportunity and that chance. And listen, when a coach says to you that you need to go to a different country, away from your family and friends, and in a different environment, with the best coaches that I have to offer on my staff, when you have to say that, you have to know that something has got to be seriously wrong. It's either Erik Ten Hag's judgment is wrong, or there's something that not a lot of people are aware about with this player.
Yeah,
and I think to be fair, Nuruddin, I think there was a compatible period where it was Marcus Rashford and Jesse Lingard who they had those brilliant years under Jose Mourinho where they burst, and Louis van Gaal. They had brilliant seasons with those two managers. They got to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and then they started blowing hot and cold. Both of them went on a 2-week period out to Dubai for warm weather training. Marcus Rashford came back. It was absolutely brilliant. Electric. It looked like he found a little bit of confidence back again. Jesse Lingard went on that loan spell to West Ham. It looked like a new lease of life for the lad.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need that time away, that break away from your comfort zone to, I guess, find yourself again. Because, a lot of people say that it's not so much about football is, I would say football's 20% physical and 80% about the mind. Because if your mindset's not switched on, if you don't have the mindset of, I can beat the player in front of me, there's no point in even having a go. And maybe Jadon Sancho's mindset isn't of the case of, I feel confident to take people on. I feel confident that I'm going to put a brilliant ball in the box and it's going to pick somebody out. Whereas you see it with such as Garnacho, there's no fear in taking somebody on. He doesn't fear getting hurt or these things like that. And, another, I guess, key point was we know how it affected those three players who missed the penalties at the Euros. And yes, it was a couple, a fair time ago now. But things like that stick with you in your career, where you were one kick away from potentially making history, not at club football, but something even bigger, elite football for the whole country.
Mm.
And to do that and then obviously miss, I know you put up a tweet about Harry Kane when he missed the penalty, and you said it was more to do with the psychological side of it, and it was a mental barrier. Things like that, you have to say are probably facts, because Harry Kane's been to so many major finals, semi-finals, and I'd probably say he's the most unluckiest player in the world, if I'm being honest, never to win a trophy.
Yeah.
And for some players, that's just how it is. But with Jadon Sancho, I think if he gets the proper nurturement, and I think Erik ten Hag, with the way how he's managed a lot of these players, the Maguire situation I look at, for example, at the start of the season, the situation that he's obviously had to deal with Cristiano Ronaldo, how he's got Marcus Rashford playing some of the best football we've seen, and the confidence back in it, and the fire back in his belly.
Facts.
And, Diogo Dalot was a player who nobody even thought you could get a tune out of.
Yeah.
He's been probably one of Manchester United's best players this season. So if you want to question his man management skills, I would trust his judgment. And if he says Jadon Sancho needs to go away out of his comfort zone and work with his best coaches that he's got to try and regain some form of his form or his former self, then I trust Erik ten Hag's judgment.
Well, there we go. 100%, Tom. Listen, let me just get this super chat from Samiasi. Samiasi, Nuruddin, these players are earning millions. Why don't they hire counselors that deal with the pressure? Vieira, Paul Ince, Roy Keane, a lot tougher in the old days with mental health. Well, we were in a different time. We were in a different time where men were not allowed to talk about their mental health issues. It was a lot of shame and taboo around that. I'm glad that we're at a time now where young men, any men, you look at the suicide rates among people in worldwide, there is a lot. So that I'm just glad that we're in a time where a lot of human beings can talk about stuff that's going on. I genuinely do think it's more of a mental health thing. And that's why he would send him to another country. Because everything that this guy what needs to be done could be done on Carrington. He just wanted him to get away from it all, go to a new country that's not been before, and focus on whatever he needs to focus on. And I like the fact that he didn't put any time on it. But I do feel like it's more mental than it is physical. But Bumbaye, go ahead.
We should do a 2-for-1 fire sale, bro. Buy Sancho, get one Bissaka free.
You're a bit too hard.
Nah, listen, I'm not. You know what?
We got blown up, by the way. Listen, big up to every one of you. There's 126 of you in here. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit that notification button because it lets you know when we're next live. Ain't nobody giving you this honest, uncut, unfiltered, straight up talk opinion. Nobody's agreeing with it. Everybody's just telling it as it is. But big up everybody. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, looks like people go on holiday. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's anything to do with the money, by the way, people. I don't think. Go ahead.
I mean, look, as long as it's not a young man comes to massive club for tremendous amounts of money, thinks he's made it, chills out, and then doesn't fulfill potential. We've seen that before. Hopefully, it's not that. But it's right. You know what? When work's getting on top of you and things are not going right, sometimes it's good for any person in any line of work to go away to a foreign land, decompress, take stock, come back and sharpen up your game. So hopefully that'll happen. And if Ten Hag can't get a tune out of this guy, then we're talking about a guy that's a coach which is what we've been crying out for, and everybody likes the fact that he actually coaches players. So, you know what? Take all the time you need, man, and hopefully he'll come back and he'll do good. You know, it's not cancel the contract, so I'm just joking, but in the main, he seems like the odd one out when I watch United sometimes. He's just can't beat a man. That's what he's supposed to do. I can see what he's going to do from a mile away on the TV. So the defender knows already. You know what I mean? He's going to touch it inside, then flick it out. Yeah. You need to come, man. A bit of imagination like you did before. So hopefully he'll get it back. But you know, no rush. We've got young man there that can do the job. We've got a few other players. Anthony, you know, Rashford's firing. So no worries. No worries.
Big up. Listen, big up Jarvis Cocker. He says, I don't buy Argentinian Van Gaal excuse. Bro, so why is Messi doing this then? If you don't know that history, look it up, Jarvis.
No, he's right. No, bro, listen, I'm telling you now, Argentina, bro.
They've got a thing against Van Gaal. And Messi even went up to Van Gaal to tell him. Messi even went to tell him to say you talk too much and all of that.
Listen, there's no way that behavior from Martinez, that from Messi, from the Argentina players.
What did Martinez do again?
Is right in any way, shape, or form in professional football.
Right. I'm just saying. I'm not excusing it. I'm saying to you, there's a context to this. It's not an excuse. I'm just providing.
Listen? What do you mean when you say there's a context? We know why they're saying they're doing it, but what Jarvis is saying, what I'm saying is, I don't care about the why. You don't do that. You don't do that. You crack on. You show some class and taste. Do you know what I mean? But Argentina, all right. And what about Paredes whacking the ball into the?
No.
What's that?
He's a madman. Paredes is a madman.
Yeah, man. Bro, this is
a madman, man.
classic Argentina.
I'm telling you, if Paredes plays the game in midfield, I can see him getting sent off. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's that guy.
This is what we're saying, though, bro. Do you know what I mean? The Dutch were beautiful. Look, there's a way to lose and there's a way to win. Argentina don't know that. They behave really, really poor, man. Very poor. No class, no taste, nothing. That was nonsense, especially from a player of the stature of Messi in a World Cup. You just don't do that kind of thing, man.
Nah, listen, at the end of the day, to me, that's the context. The context is that listen, Irfan, you're on mute. 1 second. If you're on mute, take yourself off mute.
Yeah, I'm just saying, sorry, yeah, it goes back deeper than this. It's not just now. It's 74, 78. The rivalry, look at the 70s, 74, 78, when Holland won and when Argentina won in 78. It goes back a lot. It just you know, sort of woke up itself from a long time ago. Look at history, because, you know, that's what happens when two teams get together. When England play France, people look at all the history of when they've played each other. That's what happened. It's not just about the Raquelme thing. And that is,
but Argentina and Holland have had some extraordinary games in World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. It's a deep history.
Yeah, it's this deep history. But big old Windy Grant said
Windy nailed it actually. Wendy's comment was on point. Where is it, Nordin? I read it before. Where's Wendy's comment?
This one here. Argentina will win.
Oh yeah. No. It was the one before this, but it was the one I'll read out what Wendy said. Yeah, I don't know if you said it, but she said, Zayn, I know you don't mean to diminish athletes with mental pressures. Let's not do that. Athletes of yesteryear never had the pressures of today's world, especially with social media. That's a bang on there, and that's a really good point. That
100%. She followed it up with this. She said Argentina will win. Playing to give Messi a World Cup is a huge motivational factor. I've seen it so many times when teams give that little extra for a player they love. 100%. And please, the Sancho thing's not about the money. It's not about the money. But I'll come to you, Malcolm, about Sancho. Shilling and Ave says, stop pocket watching. Wages have nothing to do with it. Quite sure that he was on 100k a week at Dortmund as a youngster. These man lock on to talk sport too much. Talk sport because they like that, innit? Middle classes telling working class footballers, young footballers, about earning too much, where middle class people can earn whatever they want in whatever industry they're in. So I'm not with that about how people earn their money. But go ahead, Malcolm. What do you think about Sancho? Sancho needs to be given a chance to come back and fight for his place.
I think he should, really. I don't think there's any reason, to keep him out. I think he just, I think this is gonna show how Ten Hag can, manage this sort of situations. Like if you have a player that's going through a lot of mental issues right now, it's your job as a coach to to understand how this person is feeling and what are the sort of tools, resources that you can, what are the sort of resources that you can use to help that player, rise up again. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how, Ten Hag and Sancho, dealt with that, for themselves. Yeah, to me, I think Sancho should be given a chance. Every chance that's there,
For me,
he should.
he's really young. For me, the biggest thing what I think that should give him a chance because he's really young. He's only 22 still.
Yeah.
He's 22. So at the end of the day, sometimes things catch up with you. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
you get it.
Yeah.
Like, and Shellington here says, you can clearly see there's something troubling the youth. Let him go, get his head straight, and come back stronger. Yeah, well, that's what we're hoping for. But guys, I'm going to move on. I'm going to stay with you, Malcolm.
Yeah.
I think Manchester United need to sign a striker on the 1st of January. Who do you want as a striker? I'm putting you in a spot right here now. Who do you want the striker to be? And don't give me Felix because Man United are not paying.
No.
Over the club is so much debt.
Out for striker, I'd say maybe Vlahovic from Juventus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a decent shout. Anybody else who's your number 2?
I would have said Vlahovic, or I like Rafael Leo. Leo's good striker.
He's more on the left-hand side.
That's the only thing.
More of a winger. I'm not sure about that.
I mean, Juventus, to be fair, even if Man United wanted a wide player, I'd say go and get Chiesa.
This is where I clearly disagree with you, Jarvis, because you don't really know anything about the kid. The kid's from one of the roughest states in London. He's from a council state. He's faced many battles in his life. And the fact that he actually made it as a professional footballer is a testament to him. Trust me, Jarvis. So if I was you, I'd definitely look up to him. But as I said, Sancho was overhyped because he's English. I agree with that bit. His wages stardom came to I don't think it's anything to do with the wages. Like Shilton said, he was earning 100k a week at Dortmund as a teenager. He's never faced adversity. And
let me ask you this.
Two things.
Bro,
wait a second.
two things. First one, who else came in for Sancho at 73 million? It's a fair price that for a player that did what he did. 100 was maybe too much, but 70 million in today's market is not extortion. Who else came in for him?
Chelsea was sitting around for a long time.
Chelsea, yeah? Okay, so two teams. Second thing is, why do people get all defensive when somebody says it's an all too common story anyway? Young kid, poor council estate, had it hard in life, changes family's life overnight, whether he's a boxer, whether he's a footballer. Sometimes when a person makes it so quickly to massive amounts of money on a big bright screen, on a big bright stage, it can have a mental impact on a person. So saying that is not us saying, oh, you know what I mean? We're not saying that, but most definitely you have to consider the possibilities that a young person from a deprived area who all of a sudden has the world at his feet, that in itself is a massive responsibility. So you have to, as adults, man, you have to realize that this is a young man, but yeah, it could be, it's messed him up. Do you know what I mean? People change around you when you have that kind of money. We've seen it with Ravel Morrison. We've seen it with Mike Tyson. How many athletes have you seen that come from nothing? And that thrust overnight is a big thrust. So don't take it offensive. Like, don't watch that.
I'm not taking it offensive. I'm just saying to you.
What my man is saying, is what I'm saying.
You know what he said? My problem when he said he didn't face adversity. And the problem why I was giving an insight to Jarvis was that he's from one of the roughest council states in London, right? And the fact that he actually made it is a miracle. It's an absolute miracle that he made it.
Bro,
I'll
tell you one thing.
He left the state where he was at the age of 9. He went to Hertfordshire. I think he went to, I think it's Watford. He was at Watford. So he left the state to go and be away from his family.
What he's saying, bro, what my man is saying is, if you think about football before, for example, and many professional footballers have alluded to this constantly, that we would get a 2-year contract on a good wage, but you have to earn your next one, even though you're a first-team starter for Man United, tearing it up week in, week out. Listen to what David Beckham says. We don't get more than 2 years. You have to work for the next one. So unfortunately, many young players now
But football has changed.
are a very valuable commodity. If somebody's throwing millions at you, you're not going to say no. You'd be daft to. But the realities of that, the consequence of that is many players have 10 good games. Next thing, Real Madrid want him for 100 million. That didn't used to happen before. And I think that is part of the media. That is part of the social media. And that type of thing there does have an impact. And that is true. Players do get to, we start making gods of them. They're not done nothing yet. What's Sancho done? Okay, you done. Listen. You done good in Dortmund, right? Very good.
Yeah,
now you've come to
amazing goals,
bro,
and assist.
It was class, bro. I'm not
for somebody of his age. For somebody of his age,
100%, bro.
That's what he's
Man United are not going in for no.
Man United, that's rotten to the core. I'm sorry.
Listen to what I'm saying to you, man. Just listen.
Football club
listen
like
to the
bro. Built a kind of family unit where professionals, older senior players, used to
listen to what I'm saying to you. Look what I'm saying to you.
United. We have to be fair.
Listen to this. When a player comes from a Dortmund, first of all,
let me make this point quickly. Remember what Rashford said when he got interviewed after the Liverpool game? He said, last year, my head was not even in it. I struggled with mental. Rashford talked about it openly. The pressures on these young players.
Nobody disputes that. I'm not disputing that.
Rashford is not on the same money. Rashford is not on the same money for about 18 months.
I am not, brother. I'm not disputing that. What the point that I've made. But what I'm saying to you is, when a person, we're talking about the comment, it comes easy to them now. The big wages, the big this, the big that.
That's modern life. That's modern life. That's not just footballers. That's in all acting.
Yeah, you're sounding like Roy Keane. You are. You're sounding like Roy Keane.
Bro, no, listen, forget Roy Keane.
You are. You're being unforgiving. Nuruddin's right. The game has changed. Society's changed. How much money? It's not Sancho's fault that the game is multi-billion now, where it used to be 10 grand, 100 grand. Now it's 200 grand. That's nothing to do with the player. That's got nothing to do with him.
Listen, just listen a second. It's nothing to do with him. I just said, if somebody's throwing 10 million a week at you, you'd be daft to say no. But there is a consequence of that when you come from deprivation and, trials and tribulations. You're not accustomed to that. And that can have a knock-on effect on a player. Many players have come to big clubs who have come there on merit from their performances. But all of a sudden, the massive amount of wages to secure their services and the global stage is overwhelming, and they do need sometimes to stop, reevaluate, reassess. The key point here is when somebody brings up money as a potential pitfall to a young player like Sancho, it's not somebody saying, oh, my man's money hungry. It is the reality of that money. You start to think you're a god. Look what happened to Greenwood, man. Greenwood is from Wisby. Do you know what I'm saying? He's on £80,000 a week. All of a sudden, my man is, flying high, God knows what. Sometimes a player will need a humbling. Sometimes a player will have to go away and take stock to adapt to this new situation. And sometimes a player can't adapt and he'll completely fall by the wayside. We've seen it before. And sometimes he can and he will come back stronger. But to mention money is not a bad thing. That's why I said, and that's why I said to you, as long as it's not one of these, right? I'm at Man United, I'm earning $350 a week, I've made it all hunky dory. If it is that, then we need to address it. But you can't discount that and talk about, no, we're not saying it in a bad way, but that's the reality of football now. These are still young boys.
That's your opinion, Tom. Let you come in on this. Does the money play a part of it? Big up DJ, by the way. DJ is just dropping in between work to give my love, fam. Big up, DJ. Hope everything's good, bro. Hope you're keeping warm wherever you are in the US. I hope you've all been doing well. Like and subscribe, please, people. It's for free to do so. Big up, man.
Big up.
It is what it is. But go ahead, Tom, and then we'll go to.
Yeah, I mean, with regards to like money in the game and stuff, obviously the game's changed and everything's modern, and you have billion-pound stadiums like you have with Tottenham, for example. You can see, that's just a prime example that money's taken over the game. You never even used to hear a player go for more than 1 or 2 million. Now you're hearing 200 million for a player and 100 million. It's ridiculous. And yeah, you have young players who have high aspirations for what they want to do in careers and stuff. And I do agree with what Bombay said, where if you have millions on the table and you're at that age, you're not going to turn it down because, you live in the moment and you never know if you're ever going to see that sort of money again. That's why when you have players like Kylian Mbappe who had a contract of nearly £200-300 million for 2 seasons with PSG, he'd be stupid to turn it down and go to Real Madrid because the finances outweighed what he could have done or achieved at Real Madrid in that period. And, he's still got his whole career ahead of him. Jadon Sancho, he's not going to, fall by the wayside or die just because he's having a bad run of form and he needs to go away. And if an impact of money comes into it, yeah, money revolves around a lot of things. You pay your bills, you buy your family gifts, you treat your loved ones around you. But at the end of the day, does it dictate how you live your life or how you want to play football? No, it doesn't. Because I think I look at a kid like Jadon Sancho and I think to do what he did, and he went away from Manchester City and he said, Pep Guardiola doesn't believe in me. So I'm going to go away and I'm going to prove him wrong. And he went and did that at Borussia Dortmund. And that form that he produced at Dortmund earned him a big move. We talk about players over time. Do they earn a big move or don't they? Wilfred Zaha, probably for Crystal Palace, has deserved a big move for God knows how many years, being their best player. He's never got one. He's never had that opportunity. Jadon Sancho has been given that opportunity to come to Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world, and perform.
And especially
even in his career, let me make this last point though.
Hang
on. Let me make this last point though. When you look at the positional play and how he was at Dortmund, and we know how the German league works with the high lines and everything like that. At Manchester United, name me Manchester United's prime centre forward, or somebody he can build a partnership with. Name me who that is, because we've not had that player for God knows how many years. We've always had a 2 or 3 year player here willy-nilly, Ibrahimovic, Cavani, Ronaldo. Buy somebody permanent for people to work with for 3-4 years. Build a connection with, build a partnership with. Him and Erling Haaland had probably one of the best goal contribution partnerships in all of Europe. You have players like Son and Kane. It clicks, it works, it can be done. Sancho had that with Erling Haaland. Who can he come to Man United? Sancho is more of an assist player than he is a goal scorer. Who's he assisting in the middle? Who is in the middle?
You forget the atmosphere he comes into. A club that's
obviously that plays a factor, Nuruddin, but you're an attacker. If your game is revolved around assists and not goal scoring, and you're throwing the ball into the box, and the club doesn't have a number 9, nobody's going to be in there. And or you're going to have midfielders running in, like McTominay or Fred or whoever.
Look what Windy's saying here, where Sancho's dealt with the grief in his family as well. People don't think about that. And when Logan says there are a lot of players who crumble under the pressure. It's not that. I think he can handle pressure. Going to Germany, going to another country in the team and playing brilliantly and having incredible goals and assists. I don't think that's under the pressure. I think he can take the pressure. I strongly believe in Sancho. Going to a foreign country at a young age, making it, never doubt that type of human. Plus, Pep offered him to stay, but he didn't agree with City's term. This is exactly. Listen.
I'm going to read in. I mean, look, like Tom made some fair points, but look, the bottom line is like we're sort of speculating because we don't know the guy, we don't know what's going on, right? But the one thing we all know is I used to watch a lot of the games with Dortmund. I used to watch him running around defenders, setting up Haaland. I used to watch them all the time, and you used to watch. One thing you could say about Dortmund, the club itself, and the way they were playing. You could see, even though they lost their best managers, you could see there was a system of stability. Wow. So you just buy one of their best players and you take him into the opposite world. You take him into the world of instability and madness, right? And you got all those things. You got Ronaldo in there. You got what happened with Greenwood, and you got like the fall from grace for Rashford, for Martial. You got all the chaos going on. Then you got the fact that everybody knows that the Glazers are destroying the club. Even other teams know the Glazers destroying the club because they're rubbing their hands together. And you're expecting a guy to say, everyone to roll up in there and go, yeah, I'm gonna put 50 assists this season, I'm gonna score all these goals. It's not gonna happen. It's just not going to happen. So money's got nothing to do. Anyone who brings money into this I'm sorry, but you're living 25 years ago. Money's nothing. It's not their fault that football is this ridiculously money drawing commodity. That's nothing to do. They just happen to be in there at the right time. When Keane was in there, when even in the 70s, the Brian Greenwood days, all the days of the Glenn Hoddle days, the Ray Wilkins days, that's just timing. It wasn't a big game then. The spotlight is huge. The social media is huge. Every facet of every minute of their life is being looked on. You know what you expect? They're not robots. They're human beings. They are human beings.
Well, it's like what you say, Irfan.
You know what? He just said it here. Atif said Sancho came into really bad United team that was in turmoil. Everybody's being crap. It's like putting chef in McDonald's.
I mean, that's the thing. Look, let's be honest. If I was Sancho's agent, I could throw 1,000 excuses for my players' bad form. I could give you loads.
Big up,
I could give you loads and loads and loads. So look, like I said,
United are still paying wages, paying Jones, but suddenly snatch wages is what I'm saying to you now, mate. Now Sancho.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Nuruddin, who wants to come to our club, really? I mean, once we get these bastards out, if we ever do, right, and then the club's stable, and Sancho's not performing, or Rashford's not performing, or none of the players perform, then I'll start bringing money in. Then I'll start bringing Ali Bombay. Then I'll start bringing all that shit in and say, you know what? These guys are right because this money's gone to these guys' heads. But until you create that calm, caring, loving, affectionate, arm round shoulder environment with the players, the human beings, remember, everyone needs that. Then I'll say to you, fair enough, these guys.
There's no
we have to
stability.
keep our mouths shut because we don't know what's going on in the guy's life. And I'm saying to you, right, this guy's a baller. He's a slick footballer. He's probably too slick for our shitty team. He needs proper players around him. So I think we're being way too.
I think you're getting carried away now a little bit.
I'm not. Listen,
you've gone off now. You've gone off on a bit of a rant. Listen, you need to understand. You have.
What? Because I disagree with you, I'm on a rant, am I? Because I disagree with you. What are you talking about? I'm not on a rant. Listen, I make serious points about.
If you give a guy,
listen, you're sounding like Roy Keane. You're sounding like a guy who's old and past it. That's what you're sounding like.
Okay, all right, very good.
You are.
Look, okay,
the human element is human.
Okay, yeah. You just said we're talking about speculation. We're all
speculating.
You just said we're speculating. Part of the speculation is nobody said, did I come out or has anybody come out and said, you know what? It's because he's getting too much money. That is the reason.
That's what you alluded to. That's what you alluded to.
Hang on.
The money.
This is what I mean.
Young players because they're getting too much money. That's not their fault. They're getting too much money.
You see what I mean? You're not listening. This is your problem. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
I take offense to you saying it's all people about money.
If you rewind,
that's very narrow-minded, man.
Listen. Just listen. If you rewind this podcast, you will see what I have chosen my words meticulously. I've not indicted anybody, but I'm saying to you lot is this. We mentioned money, the possibility of a player that comes from nothing, a man that comes from nothing, as Dino put it. He's had a hard time. When you give somebody all of a sudden...
It's not middle-class kids. They're all working-class kids from shitty council estates, everything like Ronaldo. They come from poverty. This is their way out. Get that into your head.
That's what I've just said. That's what I've just said. You need to listen. They're all coming from adversity, from nothing. And then you give a man and he has the world at his feet very, very quickly. That in itself can be a test for a young man, especially if he doesn't have a good family around him. And we've seen many players, more talented even than this guy, that have come on from even worse situations and they've fallen by the wayside. What we're saying is when somebody mentions money, don't start getting defensive as if it's coming from a place of enmity. It's not. It's a genuine observation by people who still think this guy has got a future. Take your time, get rehabilitated. But money in today's game is so vast that some of these young boys are not prepared for it. And that, to me, can have a mental impact, can impact you in different ways. Some players, I will say it again, Some players have a very good support network and a good family around them to keep them focused on the football. We'll take care of all this money, don't worry. Some players don't have that. Some players, it goes to their heads. They begin to believe their own hype and they need to be humbled. Some players can handle it naturally. They keep their eyes focused on the prize. But you cannot discount that is a possibility and a potential pitfall for many players that come from these very tough working class environments. So when somebody mentions money, that's how you need to understand it. Nobody's saying, we're jealous of this boy. We want him to do well. We were that kid once from a council estate. That's my point.
But I'm still disagree with it. I still disagree because at the end of the day, football, a working class sport, has always been about finding your way out of the situation you're in, how deep your poverty is. And this dynamic we're talking about has happened throughout the history of football. Working class kids, making it, and suddenly they're making more money than the mom and dad put together. From the 1900s onwards, 1950s and 1960s, you can look into it. This is part of football. Now, if you want to go deep into it, you could say, where's the liaison from the football club to say, hey, son, you're going to make this kind of money. We know what happens to footballers. Let's come and have a chat and let's see how you're spending your money. Let's see what you're behaving.
Irfan, Man United don't employ these sort of people. We know this already. The Glazer family, they don't have a structure in place at all. They employ financial experts, and you're expecting a financial expert to tell you the laws of how money works or how it will change or bankrupt your life. The only thing financially these people know about is how to make revenues and make profits shares rise. That's the only thing that they know about finances. Anything else? They're not counsellors. John Murtaugh's not going to put you in an office and say to you, "Oh, by the way, John Sancho, before you sign the contract, there's 300 grand a week. It's going to change your life when you're only 20 years old or 21, whatever age we bought him at. When you put those thoughts and those doubts in players' minds or heads, yeah, it's going to change things. If you come from nothing and then suddenly you've got everything that you've ever dreamed of, of course it's going to be a life check. It's a different life. It's as if you've been reborn."
Can I just say one thing though?
Completely.
Can I just say one thing though? What I've learned in my life and the people I've studied is that people who love the sport, whatever it is, whether you're a painter, whatever you are, you're a footballer, they do it. The most successful ones do it because they love playing it. They don't care. You give them £10, you give them 10 million. They don't give a shit. Obviously, it's an ultra-capitalist environment we live in. But I'm saying the ones who achieve, they have a deep love for what they're doing. Money is irrelevant to them. That just comes with the territory. They love what they're doing. Look at Ronaldo. Look at the poverty Ronaldo grew up in. Only one single parent, exactly. Look at his desire. So I'm saying this is part of being a modern footballer. It goes with the territory. Now, we don't know that with Sancho. I'm not saying Bombay is wrong or anything. I'm not saying he could be right. But I'm also saying there's also the human side to look at. The fact he's a human being at the end of the day, and he's in a toxic environment. No young player could survive. I mean, let's be honest. No one's talked about Mason Greenwood, but this guy really fucked up. Let's see if somebody could come into the club and say, "Well, what happened to Mason Greenwood? How could you not know something like this was going to happen with this kid?" I mean, things like that don't just happen out of nowhere. So
they knew it. Well, they knew exactly. They do the checks, don't they?
As well. But listen, we want to end the last 2 minutes on the show. I'm going to stay with you and I go around with Bombay as well because we've been talking for an hour and a half, right?
No, sorry to get heated, but I just felt to talk about human element. I'm sorry to get angry about it.
No. It's no. Everybody's opinion. I'm passionate opinion. We welcome. But big up AB says Dortmund fan. Sancho is one of the most talented players I've seen in the last years. He needs established system. Don't forget Hakimi, Guerrero, or another level. United fullbacks, 100%. So that stability and everybody talks about. Man United need to stay with Ten Hag because we know that. Big up Prasanat saying, smash a like on the video, people. Irfan, I'll stay with you quickly. Man United need a striker, and I think most of the fan base are forgetting because we're getting carried away watching this. But Man United need a striker. I don't imagine Martial still being fit. I think we have to accept it. He's become an injury-prone player now, and that's what it is. He's turned 27 last week. Who you getting? Who's the striker that
you mentioned? Is the guy from Juventus? What's he called?
Vlahovic
or Benjamin Sesko. No, I haven't seen anybody else I could think, because I looked at Leao, and Leao plays on the left. Leao's not a striker. Striker's not a hold-up player. We need a proper striker to hold up and finish and bang them in. You know, we haven't got. We can only have that kind of play because we've got the guys on the wings. We got them. We need a proper striker, hold up ball, head, finish, everything. We need that guy. And Sesko and Vlahovic are the only ones I can see that could do that. That's my opinion.
Okay, Mbaye quickly.
We had him, bro. We hounded him out.
What's his name? Ronaldo.
No, I'm joking.
Oh my God.
No, man. Do you know what? The guy that we should have bought about 5 years ago is Harry Kane, bro. I think he would have been absolutely class for us. But now, no. Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, that guy in Man United, in this Man United now, this is just what we need. But I don't know. I don't know.
About now, man. Now.
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna get. He's gonna get a move to a big team now. He might miss that boat, but I just thought I'd mention that. But in terms of who I would take now, I don't know, bro. But I know we need one. But I can't really name you one. I hear names about guys that are doing well, like Vlahovic and Benjamin Sesko, young boy Benjamin. I hear a guy called Davis, Canadian guy. But you know what? I don't watch these guys enough to come here and tell you. So if I don't know, I'd rather tell you I don't know than make out like I've got anything for you. I've not got nothing in that department, but we need one for sure.
We'll throw the question to you, Nuruddin. You put a name out. Go on.
Benjamin Sesko for me.
Benjamin Sesko. There you go.
Yeah, why, Nuruddin? Let's just quickly say why. Why did you say Sesko?
His attributes, he can bring people into play. He's, 5'6". He's got brilliant technical feet. He is a team player. He can go wide. Sometimes you can play him on the right, on the left, anywhere across the front line. But one of the biggest attributes about him is that he's hungry. And Man United have not put in money for a striker for a long time. Remember, we didn't buy Martial to be a striker. We bought Martial to be a left winger. So remember that, people, inverted winger. To me, Man United have to. Man United bought Sanchez. Man United bought, Ibrahimovic. All these granddads, Ronaldo, Cavani. It's time for this club to invest on a young striker. 50 million, I think we could get for him. And I think we could get him in January if we wanted. Yeah.
No, you mean you said he was 5'6". He's 6'5", remember? Yeah.
Sorry, 6'5". That's what I meant. 6 foot. Yeah, he's quite tall. I meant.
Imagine the difference between 6'5" and 5'6". Shit.
I said it the other way around.
Yeah.
He's 6'5". But one of the things about him that he's really good, technically gifted footballer, quick feet. He's got all of the different attributes that you can't coach, Irfan. He's got it in natural, and he can only get better with a good coach.
That's the Red Bull sporting model.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's why a lot of the great players in the game nowadays have come through that sort of mode.
And I'm not lying to you, he would come at a drop of a hat. Man United, are you kidding me?
I think he would, yeah. Listen, I
think is he on United's radar? Is anyone in United? He's on the radar.
United scouted him.
They looked at him in the summer.
Million, but the Glazers didn't start listening to the scouts.
For fuck's sake!
And then in the summer, John Murta, our director of football, met up with his agents and stuff like that. But they said they wanted too much money, 20-something million. They were like, "Oh, that's too much."
This is the sort of honors that we have. Yeah, like if there's a decent amount of money that that comes in, like these are the sort of people that will never take that sort of money. Like, that's literally like a steal. You know what I mean? Like Benjamin, I've seen Benjamin Sesko. I haven't watched Salzburg consistently, but I've seen like I can tell you right now, from what I've seen, I think he can get really good strike for us. But with his owners, if a decent amount of money comes in from a player, they're not gonna take it. They're gonna take it like some. They're gonna take it as if it's like a whole, as if it's like beyond their budget. Like 27 million is not that much really, but yeah, man. It just comes to show like where we are right now, man. But
yeah, 100% is where we are in it, and that's why we need them to sell. We need them to sell. The competition is much tougher in the Premier League compared to 5-10 years ago. Newcastle are coming, West Ham. This is apparently what Eric Ten Hag is saying. So maybe not now in the day, but they have a huge investment. Spurs definitely I don't need to talk about City or Liverpool or Chelsea. Well, that's what apparently these are the
Well,
big up. Listen,
All right, listen. I've got a question. Just quick fire. Who should England have an English manager always, or are you all right with it being a non-English manager? That's my question.
if it's the right sort of, if the right sort of managers out there that's foreign, then I've got no problem with it.
I've got no problem with it. Look at the women's game.
That's what I'm thinking.
Holland. She's from Holland, the woman who won England, the women's team, the first trophy ever.
I mean,
so it depends for me. I think the England manager they should go for is Eddie Howe, but I can't see him.
Do you know what?
Yeah, if you're going to go down the English route.
I think it's embarrassing, man. Italy would never do it. Holland have never done it. Brazil have never done it. Germany have never done it. All the great footballing nations would never even dream of doing a thing like that.
But they've all won the World Cup multiple times.
We go on about bro. We go on about we've got the best league, the best this, the best that.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, the FA have to produce an Englishman, otherwise it's not a real victory in my eyes.
You tell me the last Englishman to win the Premier League. Has any Englishman ever won the Premier League?
I don't want to win that badly that you go and get a foreign manager. I think it defeats the objective completely. And we need to look at all the other nations that are around us that have, or never would they ever accept a foreign manager.
Okay.
It's not about anything like that, but to me, where England is a proper footballing nation.
Who do you get then that's available and who's English then?
It's not, like I said,
because the FA ain't going to buy anybody out. They're not going to buy Potter or Howe out when they've signed long-term deals with them two clubs. So.
I stick with Gareth Southgate 100% to the next Euros.
But if 100%. He leaves, what do you do then?
Well, when he leaves, we cross that bridge. But as far as a foreign manager, just for the sake of we can win it, I don't want to win it with a foreign manager.
Yeah, but if you're going to go down the English route, who are you getting then? Because you can't get either of those two mainstream English managers. The only English manager that's got at least any kind of pedigree, I guess, that's free and available, is Sean Dyche. And I don't think a lot of people are going to want that in England, are they?
That's a problem. That's a problem that England has to begin to address on an FA level, to invest and give chances to potential national team managers. Every other country, all their teams have a good amount of their homegrown managers. Gareth Southgate was no better than a most average manager ever, and he's learned on the job over the last 8 years. And I must say, personally, I think England have done all right recently in the last couple of competitions, and they were very unlucky to go out to France. That, to me, I walk away and think, you know what? You can hold your heads up high, boys. Did not deserve to lose that game. You were the better team. So for me, foreign managers, definitely no.
Okay, well, it depends, innit? It depends, because I promise you now, if you said to Brazil, Pep Guardiola wants to manage Brazil, I bet they'll take it.
They won't take him. They'd never take him on principle, ever.
They will.
They will. Nah, bro, you can love yourself.
There's nearly 140 of you in here.
No.
68 likes, that's shameful. Irfan, quickly answer the question.
No, look, I told you, I can't remember the last time I was on the chat with you, but I said to you, because, Franco, obviously depressed about Brazil losing, our friend from Rio, who lives in England. I was saying, so listen, after Chichi, you've got no one else. Who have you got? He said, I know he's the last one. So the only options we've got are two possible Portuguese guys. I think one was called Jorge Jesus. I forget what the other guy was called, right? But then he said, I don't know how Brazil's going to cope with having a foreign manager. I just don't know how it's going to work. And he was super doubtful. And it's a sort of similar thing with the English, in the sense that right now, I mean, look, you saw what Jamie Carragher said. Did you see his tweet? Did you see Jamie Carragher's tweet about this? English managers should be English. And I had about 50, 70,000 likes straight away. Did you see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. He tweeted today. So look, I get this English patriotism. I get this desire that we invented football. Football's coming home. We should be.
That's not why I'm saying it. I swear to God. That's not why I'm saying it. I'm saying it on principle.
English football game is full of patriots. But having said that, I think you're right. If Pep came, they'd take him because it's about winning. Now the problem is the game. There's not enough homegrown top managers anywhere. I mean, look, Hansi Flick failed badly, but they're keeping him on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, after Deschamps, I don't know where France can go, but they're not trying to
The last
Yeah,
manager to win the Premier League, Howard Wilkinson.
Howard Wilkinson, yes.
There you go. That's what I mean. Was that who was that for? Was that Leeds?
Leeds, yeah. 92.
Leeds, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Leeds. He was manager. That's what I'm saying. There, it's not an easy answer. And like, I've listened to this debate quite a lot about who they should get. And at the moment, I can't see anybody apart from sticking with Southgate. But so, like I said, there was some issue about Southgate not changing his coaches enough or trying to freshen up on that side. I can't see where England's going to get another manager from who's English. I just like Ali Bombay.
Unless you're going to bribe Saudi
learning on the job. He was
to get Eddie Howe, or you want to get Graham Potter out of that Chelsea contract.
No, they haven't.
Not going to happen
yet. They've not handled the big pressure yet. They haven't.
Would you take Tuchel?
Who's the Morocco manager?
Who's
Otto Rehagel? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not about go and get a manager just so that we can win the World Cup. This is England. No other big nation has ever had a foreign manager.
The fan base
is embarrassing.
The fan base is honestly, by some people are agreeing with. A lot of people are saying what you're saying, but then I listen to a lot of people.
But you know why I'm saying it, Irfan? I swear to God, forget patriotism. If you're going to win as England, you have to have an English manager.
Well, say that to the
Imagine you win the World. Imagine winning the World Cup with. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but wait a second. Wait, Nerdin, can I just say one last point, Nerdin? Let me just say, the women have just won it with that Swedish manager. She's Swedish, wasn't she?
No, Dutch.
So come on. I mean, what are you talking about? No one was like, "Oh my God,
bro!" Congratulations to Holland and England.
Yeah.
Well, that's it then. So congratulations to whoever in England if the England win.
Yeah.
No, but that to me is wrong.
Listen, remember the guy that won Greece the Euros? Do you think they give a damn that he was in Greek?
Oh yeah.
No, I just mentioned him to you. Do you know nations like minnows, small nations like Greece and that? That's fine. You're England, mate. This is the Premier League. Italy,
yeah, and we've won
Brazil.
fuck all in about 60 years. So it doesn't make a difference.
Can't get out of the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Come on, man. Come on.
Picked up an injury. Apparently, Diego Dalot's picked up an injury. So I'm big up.
Cheat mode.
Windy Grant said, Alex, AWD, Aaron Wan-Bissaka has been trying to get back to London since the summer to be around his family, and United won't let him go. Well, he's had some problems. Apparently, there might be a bereavement. So, but anyway, guys, we've gone on for the most 1 hour and 41 minutes, nearly 2 hour show. People are saying, give it to Sean Dyche. You giving it to Sean Dyche? You know what I mean? Swinging it in like that.
I'd rather give it. I swear, I'd rather give it to Sean Dyche or Scott Parker than a foreign manager and a non-English manager. 100%. 100%.
What about Steven Gerrard? Steven Gerrard?
Give it to Steven. 100%. 100%.
With Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe.
What about Wayne Rooney?
100%. Anytime. Anytime.
I actually think Wayne Rooney might do well.
No, he's not manager. Come on, he's not manager. He's not manager. Come on.
No.
Gareth Southgate, guys, Gareth Southgate has managed Middlesbrough. That's it.
Manager. You could have said the same about the Argentinian manager.
Wait, Efan, would you take
exactly? Speroni, 100%. Yeah, Gareth Southgate has got us to a final in the semi-final. Who's he managed?
No, listen, you're right. No, Ali Bombay, you're right. He's only managing Middlesbrough, you're right. I'm just saying, but to me, it's a one-off. I think you could get 10 guys like Southgate, but 9 of them would fail. Southgate's one of the ones who's managed to get somewhere.
I think if we're being fair,
it's like bringing a ringer to somebody.
I mean, wait a second, Nerdin. Tuchel or Southgate, who's a better manager?
Tuchel.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Tuchel's a good tournament coach, isn't he? If we're
but
being
German
fair.
guy managing England football, I mean, how's that going to play out?
You know what I'd love to see? Thomas Tuchel wins World Cup for England. I'd love to see the front page of German news. That would be good.
Oh, man.
That would be a real World Cup victory. Yeah, well done,
if
boys.
England had Tuchel and he kept losing, he'd get so much shit. He'd get so much shit. Germans. Oh my God.
What does he know about England? Big up Logan. He says, how much would you pay for Gusto? I'll pay 30 million. I bet he's worth about. He's 19 years old. He's got future right. But anyway, big up to everybody. Bring back Sam Allardyce, Rashid said. Bring back Big Sam. Bring him back, Big Sam. Diego Simeone says Blacker.
There's more than that.
Steve Bruce. No, Steve Bruce.
Exactly. Steve Bruce, man.
Go and get
I
me.
think if we're being fair though,
Have
if
to
we're
go.
being fair, the last comment probably on the whole England saga. If Southgate's
I
going to
think,
stay on,
listen,
he's got
I
one
think
more
we should give it
tournament.
to Bumbaye. That's what I think. Bumbaye will sort it out.
Swear down, mate. Give me the job. Straight
Yeah.
away. Do you know who I bring in as my number 2? Harry Redknapp. Straight away.
Go on,
Oh my
Harry.
god. Oh my god.
I don't know what you're
I'll
laughing about.
Yeah, and
That is
Sam
one
Allardyce
guy
to
you
be
should
number
have given
3
to.
then. Yeah, Sam would be number 3, yeah?
Yeah. Lewis and
Swear down.
Enrique.
Harry Redknapp we missed the trick there with that guy.
Tiki-taka.
Listen, we've gone on for an hour and 45 minutes, right? So big up to everybody. Please, I'd like to thank all the guests. Please, in the comments, make sure you show me love to all the guests. So I'll say Bumbaye, big up Bumbaye, Malcolm for coming on. Bumbaye, you can only find him on his channel. He don't do any social media. But Malcolm keeps that. You can follow him on Twitter there with a hashtag. Tom, Journalist1 on Twitter. And obviously Irfan Rainey on Twitter. Politics, a bit of football, but Instagram if you want to know a bit about the music and what Irfan's up to. So big up to every one of you. Love and light. We take win, lose or draw, Glazers out, bankers out. Man United fan base need to get behind young Sancho. Unlocking Morocco. What a fantastic way to lose. Where you give everything on the football pitch. So big up to them. And love to them. Good night, people. It's been a pleasure. Win, lose, draw. Glazers out. Like Splash says, tiki-taka with Maguire.
Oh my god, man.
Oh my god. Don't depress us, Nerdy. Don't depress
And then Lilla says, same for England coach. We'll get credit. England will win the credit card cup.
Hey, yo.
England are gonna win the credit card cup, mate. If Sammy has to take
The joke's on.
by the way. And big up Aduele as well and everybody else.
Yeah, man, big up.
Glazers out. Good night. Take care, people. Please smash a like on your way out. Please. It costs you absolutely nothing. Smash a like. It's been a brilliant show tonight. Take care, people. Black, trust me, Nuruddin. England back 5 would work with Diego Simeone.
Nah.
Wow.
Definitely bring Sean Dyche in.
For the final. Predictions for the final. I don't think we asked the chat for the